ever find out she propaganda thing. They're like, who's he fighting though?
It's, I think it's, I don't know who's fighting.
This thing, it's enough.
Good morning, it's Wednesday, February 21st, this is 2018 MUT 213. First announcements are today, unlike every other experience you've had with me, I will be not turning your test back today. I'm not sure when I will do it. I have been busier than usual. And the video has not been posted of the other day. I really try to do those right after class, but just too busy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, what do you think about 13?
Lucky number.
That's a 65. Okay, we've improved. We've moved from failure to a D as attendance. But I are really glad that you are all here. I was told by a colleague who, I don't want to mention his name, but he said that the attendance in his class, which has the same pupils as my class, is better than the attendance in my class, the senior professor here on the faculty. And we both believe that Dr. Mindock is the cause of this. Now, what will happen to sightseeing now that she is on family leave? You know, she had her baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 pounds. His name is Andrew. Andy. I was doing what Dr. Mindock would have done, probably APA. Now, I rarely speak fondly of my colleagues, but I do love Dr. Mindock, and I'm so pleased and proud for her. And I'm so grateful for her because I often don't fail people that need failing because I know Rebecca will do it for me.
Oh.
Some of you may experience that sometime this year.
No.
She doesn't really do anything but add up the numbers, right? She takes roll, right? Would this be better for my class if I took roll every day? I didn't go to college in a time when people took roll. I'm a baby boomer. If I didn't go to class, somebody else would. You know, there are plenty of us. Plenty of us that could care less whether we were there or not. On the other hand, a credit hour at the university I went to, a state university, was $12 a credit hour. And I had a scholarship, so, you know, my rent was $50 a month. I paid all my bills with scholarships and playing poker. I didn't really ever have to do anything productive.
Winning money in bar fights. Winning money in bar fights.
Yeah, I've never been a bar guy. I don't know how we got on this. Sorry. This is me. I am. Philosophically, I am. I would really, you know what I really like to do? I like to part write, so I think that's what we're going to do. Would you like to part write your homework?
Yes.
How many of you, Victoria, have finished their homework already? Anyone?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Victoria hasn't finished. We're probably good to work on this today. Now, if you took a picture of your test, I'd really appreciate a hard copy of it. And I'm going to go with a new philosophy on homework because we're not going to have any more take-home tests. But your Monday homework is due at 9:05 on Monday, okay? Everybody understands that? You may take a picture of it if you are going to be late or indisposed in some way, but I do need the hard copy. The picture is only for a time stamp, and I do need to see notes covering the page. I mean, I can read it, it's just that some people, my printer won't even print it, it says like, will not print at this resolution because it would take all of your ink. You know, how do you print them? You know, it's just not working for me. I'm grading these papers myself instead of having an assistant do it. This is probably one of the few semesters that's gonna happen, so enjoy that fact. I am a good grader. And you know, when I'm grading, I don't really like it that much. I don't really enjoy it that much. I'm always frustrated. Even when somebody just misses one thing, it frustrates me.
Why do you have a name tag on?
Because I was having an identity crisis. I went to an 8 a.m. breakfast kickoff meeting for the annual campaign. We're gonna raise $750,000 this year through our faculty, our staff, and our retirees. And I am our department's chairman of this campaign. Well, if you give money for an A&S scholarship, Mr. Mitchell will match it 100%.
Wait,
So like whatever a person gives to a scholarship, like you can designate what you want your money to go to. And usually I'd say general Laidlaw fund or something like that. And then it gets matched, and we have a lot of good scholarships in this area, and I think it's important. I don't give tons of money back to the university. I give a lot of my time to the state of Alabama. Nothing could get done in the state of Alabama with a lot of sweat equity among its staff members. Gotta work hard in Alabama because the people with the money are just stealing your money, so the rest of us have to work hard.
yeah.
Okay, wanna get your homework out? Let's get to rocking and rolling.
Do you have extra copies?
Oh, I probably have about 15.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Me too.
Okay, here was the question. Do you want me to take roll and then fail you when you have too many absences? Would this help
many
you?
is-
Nope,
many.
that's not how it,
It's in the
Is
syllabus.
it like 2 or is
Just
it?
no.
what?
I don't
No, it's
know.
not, no, it's not.
I could
Yeah.
read the syllabus to you. Let me pass this out and
That's
then I'll look it up,
included.
Start
okay?
writing your homework. Guys,
You have to
please.
Anybody else?
20 something, 20.
You know, I may not have enough. Okay, here comes
The
3.
first one's like
This is for
0.5,
your row
the second
only.
one's like 1. The third absence is like 3.
For your row only.
I'll-
I think I gave you one.
Get to about 20.
You got one?
Okay,
I don't have extras
okay,
at this time.
that's fine.
I can make more.
No, that's fine.
I could make less.
No.
Okay, that is, I'll decide which one you want me to do. And
You guys pick a word.
in the meantime, technology is, well, I can just look up on Dropbox my syllabus
First one on the back.
on my cell phone.
You do that?
I think we did that.
It's a magical thing.
No, we did it.
Man,
First one
that's
It's the
impressive.
second one on the back. So
Yeah, not the first one on the back.
before we can finish this one,
Okay, what about that? Yeah. How about the second one on the front?
it's a continuation of the first one.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be what Victoria says. It could be something.
That one, what about the bottom one?
Would you, okay, I need your attention, I know I never get that, but let me have it just for once. Class attendance policy, the ascendancy of the attendancy. The most important component of the student success in MUT 213 is attendance. A significant amount of your training will be done in class. I think you're gonna have to say that's true. We do a lot of stuff in class.
Yeah.
You are expected and required to attend each class meeting, be on time, be prepared, and to participate. Class starts promptly at 9:05 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday. If you are tardy, it is your responsibility to get your name on the roll sheet after today's class is over. You will be counted tardy for that class. 2 tardies will be counted as 1 absence. If you have a written excuse for an absence or tardy, please attend to it immediately after class on your first event. Okay, if you miss 20% of the classes, 15, regardless of whether they are excused or not, you will automatically fail. If you reach this number before Friday, April 6th at 4:59 p.m., last day to withdraw from a course, you will be advised to drop the course. If you do not drop the course, you will automatically fail. For each class that you have an unexcused absence, the following deductions will occur from your final average. 1 class, 0.5. 2 classes, 1. Gotta slow down. 3, 1.5. 4, 2.5. No, 4 is 2. 5 is 3. 6 is 4. 7 is 5. 8 is 6. 9 is 10. So you've lost a whole letter grade at 9. If you miss 14, you miss 20 points. At 15, you fail, regardless of whether they're excused or not. The other ones are, you may have excused. Now, in my mind, every student always believes they have an excuse. So, what's the point? Do I want to take roll every day? I don't really care. I really don't care. I've had roll sheets. I've called the roll. Let me tell you what works. Nothing. None of it works. Except what Dr. Minduck does is what her syllabus says, right? She fails you. Have you ever known anyone that she's failed?
For Masterworks?
Yes.
For not showing up.
Just for, yeah, because if you turn something in and take every test, you're not gonna fail.
No.
If you fail,
You get
do
points.
something else.
You get points for literally just sitting there. You get 5 points a day for going to class, right? 5? Yeah.
Oh, so is that the motivation? It's a positive motivation?
Well, not really, because it's a part of our grade, and if you don't go, you don't get the points. But if you do go, you get like 300 points for your overall grade, which is
Out of
3
how
letter
many?
grades.
3,000?
Huh?
1,000?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with my colleagues in these point totals.
And like 900 to 1,000 is an A. So
Nine.
like if you go every day and get 300 points or whatever it is, with 3 letter grades.
Man, that is some desperate stuff there. I've got to applaud that. Very good. Okay, did we make a decision?
Yes, do you want to do that?
Attendance or no attendance?
No attendance.
Okay.
Then come to class. How about that? Come to class, pay attention, don't look so damn distracted all the time. Get to work! Use your intelligence. You're talented. You're attractive. You're intelligent. What's the problem? Don't go to school if you don't want to be here. Go sell drugs.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Drug salesmen make tons of money. Those pharmaceutical reps, you would not believe it.
But you,
Now, independent pharmaceutical sales is a different issue.
They still make money.
Okay,
Okay.
what do you think? Which one are we doing? Who gets to
You want
decide?
to- Kyle.
Kyle is the alpha person. Kyle, alpha.
No, not that
Let's just
one.
continue that one.
What is it?
Line 2, question number 1 on the front page.
Yep,
Did we do line 1 already?
yep.
Yeah, you did the first half.
Was it good? Did we all
I
enjoy
said
it?
so, you did it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was screaming about you like 1 minute ago. What was that all about?
Drugs. Drop out of school and sell drugs.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
But give back to USA. Maybe you could get a payroll deduction. I give a nickel out of every $5 that I sell. Okay, I'm gonna stop all that. It's a little bit too true.
Gets a nickel down on that white tag.
KJ, we're starting on line 2 of the first day. Okay, the thing is, we just cadenced after modulating to A flat when we last saw our heroes, right? So now, what we need to do is get on back to the original key, which was F in minor. So that seems like a lot of fun. So what we know is this note is one of those two notes, right? Oh, we're doing 4-part or 2-part? 4-part?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do either. I've done the first measure in 1 part. You know, I saw last night and then again immediately this morning. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Tony Walton.
Oh, wow.
Who?
That's our president.
Oh.
Donald Trump.
What about him?
Well, he saw me do my 3-minute research spiel last night. I was first.
Yay.
Ooh.
Oh, that was the best. Clearly. I was the only one who could, like, really do it in 3 minutes. Faculty, they just can't stay on topic, can they? And then Tony was at the big giving we okay, so this is 2-6-5 cadential 6-4 to 5 to 1, right? Or 4 to 5 to 5 to 1, or something like that. Predominant dominance in F minor. Now, what often in a pivot chord, and sometimes we can't always modulate using a pivot chord, or I shouldn't say can't, we don't always choose to modulate using a pivot chord, but this seems like it would be a relatively good time. Now to me, that all just screams F minor. F minor! But here, think about the pivot chord. What happens in a pivot chord modulation? Does everyone know who could say it like Dr. Durant would say? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my definition of a common chord or pivot chord modulation. The pivot chord is common to both keys. So in this case, it would be common to A flat and F minor without any chromatic alteration. And in the new key, it will be a predominant. So, what's a predominant? It comes before the dominant in the new key. So before you see the new key, you've got to have this predominant to dominant situation in the new key. Did anybody understand that at all?
Yes.
So let's say we could have in a flat key, this could be 2, yes? And F in minor key, it could be 4. But let's think about it. Could this be anything else? 7 isn't going to work so good, and 5 obviously isn't going to work so good here. So for me, 2 becoming 4 is what that situation would be to me. So since I'm changing phrases here, it really doesn't matter where I ended on the previous phrase. I will just choose to start like this, and I reserve the right to change my mind later, okay, to do it a different way, because, it's fun working out for me. Yeah, now we could look at this a different way. We could look at this not modulating here, but modulating here. Let's roll the tape back a little bit when I declared this screams F minor to me. I don't know who I was talking to there because we're in A flat. And then I talk about the modulation here. Okay, so just sort of, I'm so glad that you weren't paying any attention because that was kind of confusing. So let's just move forward from there. Now, does it seem like there might be a way that we could modulate here that isn't maybe, what am I even talking about? That isn't maybe common chord, okay? What are other ways we can modulate this, like a chromatic modulation? Well, there's several things. Direct, often called phrase, where you just start in a new key. That's not the case here. Okay. I guess you could start in F minor here, but the point is we want to modulate. Now, chromatic modulation is where you take one note of the previous key and change it chromatically by one note, and then you have another key. So this note here, if it were in the key of A flat, this could be possibly a 5-6 chord, a 5-6-5 chord, or a 7-7 chord, although you wouldn't think it would be going here. So let's think of something fun. Let's make that
Fun.
okay. Here's one chord. That's 5-6-5 in this key, right? Everybody with me?
Wait.
I'm sorry, I just suddenly had an aching feeling of loss because Trevor isn't here to say, It's like I can't continue. Come back, Trev. Okay. So could there be any way that became that? All right.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's not done.
It's okay.
Not so much. If you think about it, we do have this that has to be dealt with, right? See what I'm saying? So how could I make this into a chromatic modulation to end us up on F, some kind of F? That's exactly right. So right now we have a chord that would be 5-6-5 in the key of A flat, right? But if we altered this chord to this is now going to be 765 in the key of F. All right? So that's really the spirit of a chromatic modulation. Well, time out. Somebody just write the natural side. I think it's like X marks on that. That'd be wrong. It's all wrong. You miss the accidental. What's wrong? I heard our distinguished applicant for our job yesterday say a really interesting thing in a very long presentation he made to the faculty, in that some joker had some band or something with 100 people in it, and they'd been practicing, and it was like honor band for like 3 days, and they could play this piece just perfectly, but then he took 100 measures of this piece, and he had each performer in the band miss one note in the whole piece. Just each person only missed one note, not the same note, but just
On purpose.
on purpose. And just to play that for their stupid parents or something, I don't know. But anyway, they do it, and he reported it that it sounded like cacophonous or very bad. Cacophonous means something.
Yep.
Noisy and unsettling. Kind of like symphony band warm-up. That's cacophonous, right? Particularly when the cymbals need to rehearse their part. You want to lose your hearing and conduct a band. Okay, so see, we took this E flat, moved it to E natural. All right, so can we now resolve this? Well, we've got issues here now, don't we? That's not going to work. So what do we have to do? Something different is the word. Why? Because this note has to resolve with this note. So that means that has to be that. Do we understand that? In a fully diminished seventh chord, you must resolve that tritone within the bass. Okay, so that's a hard ask there, isn't it? Uh-huh. So maybe we need a different note.
Oh.
That's the answer. So that note's not the note. What note is the note? It could still be a chromatic modulation. You can do this. So that means yes. So this really starts looking like a chromatic modulation now, because we have same note, chromatic alteration, all very cool. And now what do we have? Ixnay on that A, we have this thingy-mabob, right? Is that correct? Is that our chord? 565. Yeah.
Boy.
Okay, now we have to resolve this according to the tenets of the inversions of a dominant seventh chord. 7 to 1, 2 to 1, 5 to 5, 4 to 3.
Yeah.
So now, dun 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 dun. Who I consider the preeminent composer of wind music,
Who?
Sousa.
I knew.
Okay, you listen to his music.
I hate it.
It's always all of the timbres make sense in the wind ensemble. He's always got more than one melody. He's got a melody and a counter melody going on. I could see why a horn player might hate it. Honestly, I did.
It's so boring.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Well, they call it the peck horn.
Yep.
Did you know that peck horn?
I've heard it.
No news here. Okay, I could do a couple things here, couldn't I? What are they? It's a matter of what am I going to double? Am I going to make this a 1/6 chord? The next chord, is that going to be 1/6? Of course it is. So what am I going to double? I'm not going to think about, oh, I'm going to do this or that. I'm going to double the root of the chord, which is the tonic, the most stable note of all. Why would I do anything different other than for melodic reasons? And would you like for me to show you melodic reason to do that? Yes, I could double any note of that triad. But would I? Heck no, because I understand Boise's basic voice leading patterns from Boise. Boise's in Idaho. Anybody been to Idaho? All right, because that's a long way from here. I have not been to Idaho. Who's been to Hawaii? Wow. You
It's
too?
really cool.
Y'all gonna go?
No.
Those spiders are wild.
Alaska!
I've flown over it.
That does not
I
count.
had real bad of it. I can pretend that I went there.
Or is it snake? Guys,
No Alaska? Washington State.
Oh,
All right. Oregon. Multiple times. California.
here.
Multiple times.
I went to the airport.
Nevada.
Still there.
I was close. I was
Utah.
You saw what now?
You know, I was
I
in
went to
Utah.
out west. And
I
went all
actually
the way
paid
west.
cash money to leave Salt Lake City early. That's absolutely beautiful. But in any direction you walk,
Salt.
it's uphill. It doesn't matter. You're never walking down.
No,
Wow.
San Francisco was like really bad.
Really much like that too. Okay, we could also double this out. Which F do you want? I kind of prefer this so that we don't get all in the same motion. Now, here,
That was an LAX.
that's really looking like a what? It could be 265. Yes, I think 451 really is what that is built on, but we can start making more colorful options, and the next colorful option is 265, to me, anyway. So if this were a 4-chord, we would have, this would be, I probably wouldn't use that voicing. Okay, I lied. I would have done this. Okay, I would have approached the B flat in contrary motion, even though my other voicing there was in an inner voice, but I still would have done that. That's just the way I am. That's just the way when I walk out the door in the morning, that's the way I'm going to live my life. Okay, so you can see the 4 chords, B flat, D, F, B flat. Okay, here's the thing. The only thing that's different in a 265 chord is that one note, and that's the note that's going to make it colorful and beautiful. It adds color. It's like a colorful 4 chord, particularly in the minor mode, because you get, oh yeah, here we go, you get that. And that is a particular colorful thing. And if you don't have a personal relationship with the colors of all 7th chords, you don't know where a practice room is with the piano.
Nope.
You know, it's really incumbent upon you as a musician to know what stuff sounds like. And it's not really my job to give you personal discovery. Okay, does it make sense? I know what it sounds like. Okay? Who cares, right? Dr. Meanie. Okay, now we've expanded to that. Oh, and look, we have the beautiful 6th motion between the soprano and bass to get us to our cadential 604 chord, and then, well, let's put a, let's make a suspension for Jesus. Yeah. And rock this in a more special way. You want to, oh yeah,
Oh my.
oh yeah. This seems extraneous now. Oh, yeah, why not? How about a double suspension or retardation there to end the game? Actually, these are suspensions, and this is a retardation to that note, but it's in fact going to that note, just like complete to complete may do in an inner voice. Did all those theory words make any sense to you when I said that? Okay. Because, you know, we can't go to the same cocktail parties if we can't talk about the same things. I don't really want to talk about politics unless, unless you're especially attractive. Do you feel A-flatty? I wanted to establish the key. All right, here we go, and it's going to be super fun, so hang on. Look at what you've done with your own two hands. That sounds like common practice period music, doesn't it? That's the beauty of the beauty, is to take these simple things and turn them into things of quality. And yet, what is it at its basis? A BVLP. This is our BVLP. What are we doing? We're taking modulation from the relative major back to the tonic, right? This would be the second phrase of a continuous binary form in its simplest iteration. Maybe iteration is not the right word. Simplest version. Don't you just love that half diminished seventh chord there in first inversion? I love it. I'll answer your question, Jared, when I feel like it. In just a second. I'll feel like it. Something didn't seem right there. Okay. It was a pretty chord though.
Is that supposed to be 5, 4, 3?
What the heck?
That first word.
Ooh.
On my paper.
Dude, you work for me. You calling me out in class? I like your new name for the 5, 4, 3 chord. Can you go with something like that? Yes, it's wrong!
On mine, I did a 5, 6, but I stayed in A flat, and that'd be okay, and then just make that F minor your pivot chord? Or do you have to kind of have a dominant function as a pivot chord?
It's okay. The ways that we modulate are direct, pivot or common chord, or chromatic.
Okay.
We didn't really have a pivot chord option there, so if you keep, what is this chord becoming? 5, 6 in
5 or 6.
in the other key, and then it just becomes F minor?
Well, what I did is I did 1 to 5 to 6, and 6 was also 1 in F minor.
Using this bass line? Okay, let me see if I can do that, and then I will comment on its wrongness. It's not exactly wrong, it's just not kind of the way we modulate, but well, who knows, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay, that's the thing. Now, we've already determined that 5, 7 won't work there.
Right, I did 5, 6.
Okay, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 5 won't work, but 5, 6 possibly could work. Okay, so this would be my first thought at 5, 6. I could double either one, but for now I'm gonna go with that. Although I'm already changed my mind because I like this motion with these two voices, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna double this down here, and it's really the same. It's a matter of personal taste. It's not even a religious thing at all. It's just personal taste. Now, how do we make that deceptive? Is that what we're saying? Okay. Was this the chord that you had? Is this the chord that you had?
I doubled the A flat.
Where are we gonna modulate?
Why? Well, one thing here, this is parallel fifths. Okay, so we got issues there. We got issues.
Hold on.
We can't do that. That way.
Yeah, that-
Now let's go back this way. You could go from here to there.
I did it the other way, and then I left out the F and the tenor. I just doubled it flat.
You doubled this E flat, and then you doubled this A flat.
Yeah.
That would be a parallel unit, that would be a unison with the alto and the tenor, that would not,
But
that,
I
you can't do that.
doubled the B flat in the previous chord.
Okay,
I don't know, I guess it's weird.
I would really, I'm trying to understand, Okay, let's see, this might actually,
That's what it did, yeah.
okay. That's fine. Now, whether it makes for a convincing modulation or not, that's hard to say. It's hard to say, but it might be okay, it might not actually have to be modulated there. That sounds very A flatty, so no problems there. 1 to 5, 6, no big problem there. I think it works fine. You actually might see something like that, but it's really kind of, it's,
Yeah. And then when you went to the 2 diminished, I just went to the Neapolitan.
So,
whoa, okay. I wonder what the with the G flat?
And G flat, yeah. G flat, B flat.
Was it in this, did you do that?
Yesterday?
The
Reports?
B,
Monday.
the B flat was up
He came back from class.
in the soprano.
What is the knee of, what key am I in? G flat, B flat, D flat. Okay, so here is the D flat,
Oh,
right, or not?
I put the B flat on top.
Okay, so that's the right note to double, we need a G flat.
Yes.
Okay, what was your voicing there? Was it like that?
No, I did a 1/6 there.
So did I.
Yeah, so I had an A flat in there
Okay,
from where I previously doubled.
okay, that makes sense, actually, that's fine,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So that's what I did, yeah.
You got 5 notes there.
One and two. We're putting Jared's music to the side.
That's what's confused Kevin today, is that extra step.
We're just actually double